Hello everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the railway. Today's quite a different video. Over the last sort of year I've had quite a lot of comments actually asking me to do a video with my top 10 or whatever favourite locos, and I've never really wanted to do it because to me it sounded like, you know, quite a self-important thing to do. You know, these are my top 10 locos, these are the best, whatnot. And that didn't really appeal to me. But I've been thinking about it and I thought actually it might just be a good opportunity to show my best locos, you know, even if it is just in my opinion. And I thought I might enjoy it, you know. I must say though, up to now I really haven't enjoyed it because, you know, choosing from well over 100 locos is quite a horrible job when you've got to axe 90 of them. Yeah, it's been a real tricky job and my favourites change all the time, and as you've probably heard if you've seen any of my reviews, more than 50% of my locos are my favourites. So yeah, it's certainly not an easy task, and it's certainly subject to change. So a thank you to Douglas from Why Not, who most recently suggested that I do this video, so you can check his video out. It's called Why Not. He'll probably be Prime Minister before too long, so you should probably check him out. His railway videos I can speak for. They are certainly interesting, and it's great to support growing channels. So certainly go and check out Why Not. But for the time being I've got my top 10 locos selected and I've got them in a list. Now I'm only going to show my top 5 in this video, but at the end I will show you 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. But obviously this is just in my opinion, and if it starts some discussions on what should be here and what isn't or whatnot, that's cool. But let's start then. Here comes number 5 now. No, she doesn't. Hang on. Here comes number 5 now then. There we go. And yeah, it's I suppose it's quite an odd choice, but it means a lot to me in model form, just because it's, you know, it's even got a bit missing actually, but it's just got such charm, hasn't it? And that's what really makes locos good for me. Of course, it's a very important loco in real life, but obviously if I was choosing my favourite locos in real life it would be a very different kettle of fish, because I'm not talking about the detail then and you know, how good the motor is. But yeah, I think the rocket is quite historically important, and I suppose I shouldn't be choosing it for that reason. But it's just a gorgeous little loco, isn't it? It's cute, it's very different as well, even in real life of course. It's a very, very different locomotive to what we're used to. And yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I chose this one. I don't really like explaining myself because a lot of the times it's not a good reason. But yeah, I'll get her going round then. I'll give you a good look at her doing a couple of laps of honour, then I'll show you number 2 and we'll get them running together. Okay, let's give it a try. Now before I get her going, I've got to say, I was running her this morning and she was alright, but when I came to run her just now, absolutely nothing, dead as a dodo. Now as you might have heard me say before, the brush spring I've got inside here is extremely tight, a lot tighter than it probably should be, and I think I just thought, oh damn, the motor's had it. But I've actually just used the remagnetizer and given the motor a service, some oil and a good clean, and it's running better now than it's ever run before, which I'm so relieved about. Because if you've ever looked into buying one of these rockets, you'll probably know how stressful it is trying to source them or the parts for them. But yeah, she's absolutely fine now, and I'm very relieved about that. So let's give her a try. I'm not going to run her for too long, but I'm going to edit it so that it looks like she's running for longer, but I'm just going to do a couple of laps at a time just to be safe, because I don't want to destroy this one. Okay, here we go. Oh, she's going backwards. Give her a nudge. There we go. Off she goes. And she's certainly rocket by name, rocket by nature, as one of my commenters put it last time. Jump. Okay, I'm going to stop her right there then. More from her in just a second of course, but now I'm going to show you number 4. Here she comes. Now I think this is a bit of a controversial choice, because maybe some of you would say that she should be higher than number 4. And I suppose she should be really, but there are, believe it or not, 3 more locos that I love even more. So it's been difficult. But yeah, there's number 4. Of course it's the A4 Mallard, gorgeous loco, one of the first ones I got. This one's in BR green, but I'm not really bothered about the colour, it's just the, you know, the Hornby version that I just love. Alright, so let's give her a little spin round then, see how she gets on. Okay, a little bit of juice then now. This is a DCC loco, as you might already know, so it is a bit well, it's not quite as good obviously running it on DC, but I'll still try and get a smooth start, although it almost certainly won't happen. Oh no, look at that. Okay, she's off then. Nice and gently. Let's look at her go then. And she really is superb, isn't she? Just gorgeous. I think this is certainly Hornby at its best, and it's still the railroad range. Oh, thanks for doing that, Mallard. Right in front of the camera. So she's literally been running from cold. I've not had to go around at all before this, which was dangerous, but I thought I'd get away with it. And let's stop her there then. I have hooked up the select as an afterthought really, because it simply wasn't having it. Oh, we've got an error as well now. Yeah, it wasn't having it on DC. The voltage drop was just killing her around the back end. So, yep, I made that choice. So I'm going to be swapping between analog and digital, all that now. But yeah, for now, I'm going to do the oddest thing I've probably done for a while, and run an A4 with Stephenson's rocket. So I hope you enjoy it. It will be a bit surreal, I suppose. But yep, let's run them together. Let's do it. Oh, those points. Go on, girl. There we go. Yeah, it's an odd mix, but, well, they're both gorgeous, aren't they? So, I suppose it doesn't matter too much. I wouldn't want to put them up against each other, though. Oh, goodness, that rocket is flying. Crike. Spot the difference. She may have left half her train behind. Oops. I've slowed her down a tad, but the dead spots over the points seem to kill her if she goes much slower than that, so yeah, we'll have to bear with the speed. Of course, she wasn't a fast loco particularly in real life. I don't know how the focus is over this shot, by the way, it's a bit hectic. Okay, let's give them both a stop then. There's Rocket. I'm going to take these two off now and swap them for the next two locos. Just in the interests of time. Here comes Mallard at a good speed. Let's see how she'll stop. Oh, she stopped pretty quick. I didn't think she would stop as quick as that. There we go. Out of focus, but never mind. Okay, right, see you in a minute then. I'll swap these two guys over. Alright, so here comes number 3 then, and I suppose it is more obvious why I chose this one. Come on girl, don't stop on the points. I hope she's in the shot there. Move it back a little bit, just check. Yeah, well obviously this is Sir Lavine from the White Pullman set. Absolutely beautiful loco. It does mean a lot to me, I suppose, because it's I got it on a family holiday, and you know. But of course, not only that, it's got such detail and such character, and it runs just so well. You know, I just had to have it in this top 5. So yeah, number 3, beautiful Southern loco, number 773, and she's pulling some Southern coaches, which is unusual for me. This is the other rake of coaches that I bought, 4 of them, absolutely mint condition, Hornby ones, quite old ones, but I think they're really, really nice. So now when I run Southern locos, I've got some coaches to go with them too, which is great. Anyway, let's get her off then, and I'll give her a couple of laps, and then I'll show you number 2. Alright, well this girl's DCC chipped as well, so I'm making use of the select once again to control her. So I'll give her a little bit of juice then, as always, and I'll just do a couple of laps, and then I'll introduce the next loco, just like I said a second ago, and get them both going together as a pair. So here she goes. Look at that smooth running, man. My goodness. Okay, here we go. A little more speed, there goes the coaches. Really, really pleased with those coaches. It's the most I've ever spent on some coaches, but I do think they're really worth it. Now her tender actually caused me quite a little bit of pain at one time. Because she was squeaking an awful lot, and I suppose it's quite obvious when I explain it, but oiling the axles didn't help, and the reason was that the pickups were pushing quite heavily on the wheels and making them squeak, which is a stupid reason I suppose, but yeah, that was the cause of it. But it goes away the more she's run, so I've run around and it's stopped now, which is cool. Definitely one of my favourites. This is really, really hard not putting this at number 1 actually. Or even number 2 I suppose. Alright, I've stopped her there then. I'll introduce the next loco then. Now I've looked at this one not so long ago, but here she comes. And this one is the Bachmann City class. Now there are a few different liveries of this. Of course this is the khaki livery that came with the ambulance train set. But of course the normal Great Western livery is like the City of Truro or the City of Bath. Now I don't know if this video has already come out yet, but me and John from Chams123 have been working on another video, a wartime video. So if that's come out now, I'll leave a link in the description. If it hasn't, it'll be out in the near future. But he's got both of the regular GWRs double heading together, City of Bath and the City of Truro. But of course, this is mine from the ambulance set, as I said. And it's absolutely gorgeous. You probably know I love 440s, so I suppose I'm admitting this is my favourite 440. I had been looking for one of these for a long time before I bought it. But yeah, it's just so elegant, isn't it? And it's old, of course, not in model form, but in real life they're so old and I don't know, they just really sum up the age of steam for me. You know, elegant, simple, I suppose, maybe not so simple. But yeah, just really, really elegant, attractive, and totally gorgeous in every way. So she's pulling some Great Western coaches. I did consider pulling the ambulance cars, you know, whatever, coaches. But I thought, because me and John have done that not long ago, it might be nice to do something different. So, yep, there's the Great Western coaches. And for now then, let's get these two very different, but still very lovely locos running together. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so City of Birmingham. Let's see if I can't do a nice steady crawl to start off with, of course. Here we go. Not bad at all. Now she's got tender pickups, so I'm hoping she'll just be fine on these points. But just in case, I'll speed her up some. There we go. And there go the coaches. I'll do a couple of laps with her on her own then before we start Sir Lavine, but then we'll get them together. Of course, these were very, very fast locomotives in the day. I think City of Bath, allegedly, or was it Truro, was the first to break the 100 miles an hour barrier. Here goes Lavine then, let's get her going too. Nice and steadily. Just look at that. You can probably see now why I made this one my favourite. Just look at that lovely, lovely linkage. Okay, some more speed then, let's do this. Just brilliant, I love these two. Just look at her, so smooth. Oh dear. Thanks again for that, Sir Lavine. Alright, I think it's time to start getting these two off then, and I'll show you what my number one is. Yep. Alright, let's do it then, I'll see you back at the front. Alright, so I'm about to reveal my number one then, and I'm going to apologise in advance because I know a lot of you, when you see it, are going to go, oh, here he goes. Predictable as always. But I must say that I've enjoyed this model far more than any other that I've ever bought. I've certainly used this one the most, and you know, it's just great. You can pick it up how you want, you can shunt with it, you can play with it. It's not a toy, but you can use it as a serious modeler, or you can use it however you want. So here it is. I'm sorry for being predictable, but it's certainly my favourite. So here we go. Yep, I went there. It's the Flying Scotsman, of course, and this version in particular. It's the Hornby one from the sort of 60s, 70s, with the XO3 motor in there. It's just an absolutely gorgeous model. Loco driven, of course, and just look at that livery, isn't it just gorgeous? And she's got a huge rake of coaches. I'm hoping she's going to do it. She's got 4 of the old teak ones, and 6, or is it 6? Oh no, it's 5 of the modern teak ones, so that's 9 coaches in total, which is unbelievable, and I'm hoping she's going to pull them properly. So yeah, let's get this gorgeous loco on the move then. Alright, here we go. It's certainly a struggle, but I'm sure she'll do it. It was slightly uphill there, but yeah, she's got away with it. And downhill just here, so she's going to really fly. Gosh, look at all those coaches. Oh, come on, girl. Yep, she's managing just about. This is all the uphill bit here, so... Ooh, she doesn't like it too much, but she's managing. There we are, she's done it. It's all downhill from there on. Wow. It's quite the rake. I didn't think she'd do it. I thought, nah, she won't do that. But, you know, you might as well always try these things. Yeah, she's Hornby at its best, I think. I mean, they've made better detailed stuff, they've made stuff that runs better, but this has just got such character. I just can't think of anything that I prefer, to be honest. Gosh, the ground's actually rumbling with all these coaches. Goodness. I suppose it's quite strange that I should run the city class as well, because of course it's the Flying Scotsman that officially exceeded 100 miles an hour first, whereas of course the city class was alleged to have done the same, but quite a bit earlier. Okay, well that's that then. That's my top 5. Hopefully you'll have agreed with some of those, even if not all of them. Now I'm going to show you 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, the ones that didn't quite make it into the top 5. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love these locos too. But of course I can only have chosen 5 for this. So anyway, here's the ones that didn't quite make it, but I think it's still worth pointing out as gorgeous locos. Alright, here they are. Okay, don't be too mad. I know the Coronation's absolutely gorgeous, and it was really, really difficult not to put her in the top, the top 5. But yeah, the Coronation class, King George VI, that's my 6th favourite loco. There's the tender. I know it's absolutely gorgeous. It probably should have been in there really, but yep, so that's number 6. Absolutely gorgeous loco. It runs like a dream, it really does. But yeah, so that's number 6. Here's number 7. And it's the Merchant Navy, and I suppose I love this so much because it is a workhorse, isn't it? It's clearly a workhorse, but it's still dignified, which is something I love. So, it's built for hard work, it's not really built to be elegant, but it still is in my opinion, and it's just an absolute gorgeous piece of machinery, I think. So yeah, that's number 7. Again, I'm sorry for not putting that in higher. It deserves it, goodness knows, they all deserve it. But yeah, that's that. Again, it's all subject to change. I'll probably have changed my mind completely by the time this video goes out, so yeah, bear with me on that. Okay, next one's a bit of an odd one, but yeah, here we go. And number 8 then is the Schools class. This one's the Hornby Railroad version even, but it doesn't matter to me at all, because it's just such a good runner, and it's so elegant. It's a word I like to use, I know. But yeah, it really, really does just glide around really, really elegantly. And yeah, it's just got real charm about it, I think. Just the design of it, the smoke deflectors, the wheel set. I mean, it is an odd wheel set if you look at it. They are largely spaced, aren't they? Which is a bit weird. And the way the pistons work and all that, it's just a gorgeous loco. I love it, I really do love it. It's one that I run an awful lot actually. So it had to be in the top 10, certainly did. Alright, let's look at number 9 then. Number 9 is Tornado then, and it's a very important locomotive of course. Sort of represents the future of steam, doesn't it really? But all that aside, it's just a gorgeous loco, isn't it? A lovely Pacific, of course, very well known, very popular, and I think Hornby's model of it is absolutely fantastic. And I loved it so much when I first bought it that it was all I ran for about a month. I just wanted to go and get Tornado running, so yeah, it's a gorgeous loco, this one. It's certainly been through the mill with me, it's done a lot of running, and it's still just as good as it was the day I bought it, which is absolutely perfect for me. So yeah, Tornado, what a lovely, lovely loco. Alright, the final one then, number 10, which is Lord of the Isles, and this for me really had to be in here, probably for the same reason that the City class was in here, and that reason is really that it's art, isn't it? I mean, these are huge, terrifying machines, aren't they, really, in real life? And yet it can still look as elegant, again, there's that word, and charming as this, which is just incredible, isn't it, how they were able to do this. But the livery's just absolutely gorgeous. I do love the single wheelers. I think there's just something, obviously quite old and vintage about them, but also just very unusual, very different, and not what we're used to seeing. And this one in particular is a very good puller. This will pull, you know, more coaches than some 460s that I've got. For some reason, I don't know why. The magnesium isn't doing anything to help, but yeah, she's just a real golden loco. Never had any trouble with her at all, really, and yeah, I really do love it. Alright then everybody, well that's it then for my top 10 locos. If you agreed, let me know in the comments, but more importantly, if you think there was something else that should have been there that wasn't, do let me know as well, because I might make one of these every year, who knows. We'll see if my opinions change or not. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did like the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, because that's really helpful, and that it helps for me to know that you like these sorts of videos, which is always great. And of course, if you'd like to get involved further, you can go and check out the Facebook and Twitter pages at facebook.com/samstrains and twitter.com/samstrains. And that would be great as well, because we can get into discussions and whatnot on there. But yeah, that's great. So for now, thank you ever so much for watching. Of course, it's always appreciated, and I'll see you all very soon. Cheers, everybody.